Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smooth.
It's all in my head tonight. It's all in my head. It's all in my head.
Love all, reunite. Love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite. Love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite. Love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite. Love all.
What you said, wanna lay in my bed. So I'm ready. It's all in my head tonight.
Love all, reunite.
It's all in my head.
Let's go, everybody. Come on, give it up, everybody. Let's give it up. We got your high school highlight film review tonight. Check them out, Coach. I'm running a little late, man. We got a lot of stuff going on. We had another live show that we had to jump on for Voice of College Football Alabama Voice of College Football. But we also have tonight, we are not going to. Hold on, y'all. Y'all see? They done. I'm out here looking like a soup sandwich. Hold on. I got the. Let me see. All right, so we're gonna get this link shared up. Let me see if I can get. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can hear them in the chat. Let me see. And I need to turn the audio down for here because I'm being routed through twice. Hold on, chat. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Do y'all hear echo, chat? Let me know. We got echo, chat. Let me know. And then y'all should hear the y'all should hear the phone line in the back too. Not the phone line, but the
check on.
Oh, you know what? Let me do this. We don't need this right here. All right.
I don't do YouTube. Y'all know that.
We should be good now. Now what I gotta do is I'm gonna log in on Twitter. All right, so y'all can hear them talking in the background, right? Y'all can hear them talking in the background. So I'm gonna share this link on Twitter in this space here. All right, we got to check them out. Smooth. I'm gonna send Hall Tech this right here. My brother Trey, y'all give it up for Trey, man. Trey putting in work getting all this together, man. We really just putting it together on the fly. We both got vision. Got some things that we trying to do. Let me see. Can I share it in the Jumbotron? Let me see. I'm gonna just send it to him. Where you at, Hall Tech? God, dog. There you go. There it is. All right, so we got all right, we locked in now. We locked in, y'all. We just gonna go with it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Dino, what's good, family? Can y'all hear me, chat? Can y'all hear me? Everything good? No echo. What is good? Coach Smoot. What up, Zach? What up, Big Orange? Everybody tapping in. Make sure y'all drop the likes. We're live on Facebook on my Coach Smoot page and on my personal page. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter and we're live on Instagram. Soon as I hit the go live button, we will be live on Instagram and popping, stopping, ain't no dropping. Everybody tap in and hit the like buttons here on the Coach Smoot Network. We are live with my co-host, man. I'm gonna see if I can get him tapped in here. Let me see. Yo, Hall Tech, can you hear me?
Here we go.
Let's see. I don't think he can hear me, chat. Let me see. Here we go. Yo, can you hear me now, Trey?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Okay. I got it up and started, man. We had a little technical issue over here trying to get started, but we good. We live on Instagram, TikTok. No, we're live on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook right now. So everybody tap in. If you're tapping in on the YouTube side right now, hit them likes. I got my brother Trey on the mic, man. We getting this thing together, y'all. We got some high school prospects we're gonna talk about. Talk to him, Trey. Man. Tell him what's up, man.
I appreciate it. Man, look, man, I appreciate this, man. I was trying to tell the people what we're trying to do. They don't understand we innovating in real time right now. Like, we really doing this because the game is asking us to do so. You know, we passionate about this. So, man, I like to match that energy, man. Once the energy get matched, man, I think it's a beautiful thing, man. And we about to do something tonight. So I didn't know. I forgot to call you. I was so eager to get on the show. I jumped on the show at 8:15.
Me
brother.
too,
My
man.
bad.
I was
My
like,
bad, bro.
Trey ready. Trey is ready tonight. Hey, but that's what I like to see, man. And just looking at the news, man, before we even get into talking about just Alabama prospects, it was some stuff came across the wire, man. Shout out to my Discord community, man. If y'all are not a part of the Coach Smook Network Discord community, definitely think about coming over to the YouTube channel first, subscribing over there, but also joining our Discord. We've been getting real hot and heavy on covering NIL recruiting, and I have some members in the community that are connected closely. They have students, student athletes that are currently in this era of college football recruiting and high school recruiting. So she brought up a topic, man, and it was crazy. I saw this got approved, man. Georgia's GHSA cracking down on transfer rules, and it's amazing that this comes down right after the college football ruling with the NIL. What's your thoughts on it, man? Hard Tech with Georgia cracking down on their quote unquote transfer rules.
Man, listen, man. We've been locked in on this conversation for a very long time, man. And people who just now starting getting into this conversation, you got to prepare for this game. This game, nobody's bigger than the game, first off. And the game is just blowing up. High school football, college football, pro, little league, it don't matter. Football is just a trending sport, and everybody's trying to get their hands on it and try to shape it and mold it to how they want to do it. And some are doing it right, and some are questionable. So it's a mixed bag. Now, Georgia is ahead of the curve. I will admit, Georgia's ahead of the curve, way more advanced than Alabama as far as their level of play, teams, how they prepare. They got more time to practice than Alabama high school players do. So they're more advanced than we are. So therefore, they already see the advancement of the game. So they're trying to kind of, put some handicap on it a little bit, because honestly, this game is very, very expensive nowadays. It's big business nowadays. So people are probably trying to protect their investments more so now than anything. So that's what I look at. I look at it as a little bit of politics, as you can say, being thrown in there, because that's the only thing that's going to stop the brakes on football as a whole. And that's going across the board, man. And I think that's a great way to look at it for anybody on the outside looking in, or if you're a newcomer coming into this sport and starting to realize.
Exactly. And that I think that's where the initiative should be, and that's where it has to stay in order for this college football game to for the game of football, as we continue to see it progress and evolve, it has to have this type of initiative at the forefront, so that we can maintain the integrity and keep these young men, young women, all these athletes that are trying to transition and continue to make this career development progression realistic, man, because it really hasn't been a structure in place. We've been kind of I guess you could say boxed in on how the collegiate athlete or the amateur athlete is supposed to be treated or compensated, or what they're supposed to be valued at. And so this is a good step to see a lot of these things, these conversations being happening, these rulings to be happening. But right now, in this space and in this time, I think we are headed in the right direction with some of these things that's happening and cracking down and keeping the integrity of the game at the forefront. So with that being said, y'all give it up for yourselves, man. This is I told y'all, just like y'all heard my brother Trey saying, man, this is something that we've been trying to get together and do for over a year now. And God has really set an appointed time, and I'm excited, man. We got Hall Tech Sports and Coach Smoot Network collabing. We got Brody Smoot on the back end doing some back end things for us. We got Coach TJ on the Georgia side doing some things. Just a whole group of networking guys. I don't want to forget nobody, but just a few names. Just Coach Larry doing his thing now over at TDA. Just a lot of guys doing some quality work, man. And we really wanted to start to put Alabama, really put them on the map, man. And tonight we're going to do that. We got a lot of in-state signees, Trey, that's not in-state recruits, prospects in the 26 class. There are currently uncommitted, and some of them are severely underrated when you talk about the national rankings and the star rating systems with the major 247 and on 3 and those guys. So we're going to get into it, man. I'm gonna kind of take your lead with this and just I'm gonna DJ in the background and let you kind of lead us through where we're going to start at tonight, man. And you kind of give an intro of how we want to do this tonight too, man. Facts. Yes, sir. And before you continue, man, it's just growing up in the state of Alabama, and then coming into this space of being in the industry on the recruiting side of things. This past year I've been exposed to so much with the change in NIL. It was like you had an idea of what recruiting was until you're like in it, and now to see the state of Alabama take a leap as far as the product being produced because more kids are staying in state. We're starting to see the true development and talent depth of this state in this 26 class. I'm telling you, this is one of the most, I want to say probably since the 2013-ish, 2013 to 15 span, we've seen this much talent come through, the follow up in this many classes back to back. And I'm excited to get into it tonight, man.
You guys have seen so much in your high school career. You was babies coming through COVID, but you guys survived. You guys made it through. You persevered. You realized that all the stuff that you seen was, man, it was like a dream or something. But you guys persevered. You guys came through, and here we are. You have represented the state of Alabama, and this class is probably one of the deepest classes that we have had in quite some time with some of the names that we have on this list. And I will tell you, Smoot, the thing about Alabama high school football has caught up now. All the talent has caught up and made it to the college level now of this talent that's coming through the past 5 years. Peter Woods is expected to be possibly the number 1 draft pick next year in the NFL draft.
Yes, I think people forget that.
That's a beautiful thing. So if we get that, a lot of you kids on this list right now, that's, man, listen, the sky's the limit now. So I'm really hoping that happens. Even if it don't happen, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, those are those signs that we talk about. All the stuff that y'all doing, the game getting bigger, faster, and stronger. Those are signs right there that somebody from the state of Alabama, who y'all have probably seen play, you probably know him. This kid could possibly be the #1 draft pick in the NFL draft, and I think that's a great way to start this conversation, because the #1 guy on my list right now, Cedarian Morgan, easily, body, got the size, skill, the whole nine. He's one of those guys, one of them ones. Across the nation, people know his name, can identify him. College programs all over the country want him. I think he's narrowed his list down. So Smook, right at the gate, man, Cedarian Morgan's that guy, man. I think he's certified. I think he represents the state of Alabama well as far as what our talent pool looks like. He's one of those guys. So what's your assessment of him? What you think of him? I mean, I'm pretty sure you know a lot about him, considering Alabama. I know you cover Alabama football well. I know they know a lot about him. So what's your assessment of him?
I mean, this is a young man. I actually had Cedarian Morgan on my channel probably last year in the spring. Nobody was really talking about him to about, towards the end of his junior campaign is when he really started to make some noise on the national level. But in state, I have been following Cedarian Morgan for about 4 years, 4 years now. Even while I was away in Virginia, everybody kept talking about the next big thing, the next TO coming out of Alexander City. And I'm like, okay. And his 9th grade year, I don't think people remember. He made a nasty catch. It was on the news. Just went up, climbed the ladder, and made a catch as a freshman, and kind of just caught my attention. And even if you look at his profile now, as we got it on the screen, you see just every big play you see him make on his highlight film. As we get one of the links provided here, every big catch you see him make, he's attacking the ball. He has a wide catch radius. He's going to be a 4.42, 4.43 type of speed guy, can get vertical. But one thing that I saw from him from his sophomore transition into his junior year was the route running ability. One of your top route runners in this 26 class. Going to be, your #1 receiver, but it's a lot of receivers in the state of Alabama in this class, and he kind of sets the tone. He's kind of the benchmark of what you're going to get when you're talking about your top available assets in the state. And that's not throwing no slight at any other receiver in the state. He's just that good. He's your second coming of Julio if I was to put him next to another Alabama in-state great.
Absolutely. Great assessment of him. Very great assessment of him. And his final list looks like his commitments July the 2nd. Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Colorado, Georgia, Clemson. Clearly, he will thrive at any one of those schools and be the guy that everybody at the NFL level look at as like, oh yeah, he's one of those guys. So we can see with what he's doing on the field, the way he prepares himself, and he looks much, much bigger. Boy, he hit the weight room. He did a lot of things. 2 years ago, actually, it was 2 years ago. They had a spring game up in Garden. He was amazing. I knew who he was because he was still tall.
Yeah,
I think I met him then, and he was seeing what Malcolm Simmons was doing. So Malcolm Simmons was setting the tone for the level of high-level play, because Malcolm Simmons, man, good Lord, that boy probably open right now somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
And the speed at the size is what captures you with Morgan on the field, because people, you're naturally going to see him, right? You first guy off the bus type dude, he's different, just the frame, but the speed at that size, that's what makes him different. And it's kind of like everybody just gave Julio so much hype because of how big and how he moved at his size, but it's like Cedarian Morgan kind of is the evolved version of that archetype of receiver. And I told him, man, between he and Tristan Norman last year, the catch radius is there, man. The catch radius there when you talking about guys that go up and get it. He's different, man. He's different. He's really setting the tone for the wide receiver class in his 26 group, especially in the state of Alabama.
Absolutely. Shout out to Cedarian. And also he's raising the bar for a lot of you wide receivers with the bigger frame. You got to get nasty with it. You want to see more
Tell him.
We just want to see more than just head toppers. We know you can get the head top all day long, but when you out here finessing with your routes and doing all that type of stuff, oh boy, you got them 32 GMs talking about, hey, we can't wait to see him in 3 or 4 years.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's what it does, man. So right now, in the state of Alabama, if you live in the Benjamin Russell area or live around this team when they're reason where they play, the price of admission is worth it to get your eyes on a kid like that you're going to know potentially one day could be playing at the highest level with his journey throughout college. So this list is special to me because when I'm going to do a show, if we're going to do a show, talk about our top 26 guys, we're going to start it off right by talking about guys like Cedarian, man. So Cedarian, man, keep doing what you do. God going to be with you. You got some schools to choose from. All of those schools are great programs. You still got a great season ahead of you with Benjamin Russell, with Coach Kurt Johnson down there.
Yeah,
so, man,
Coach Johnson, man. Shout out Coach Johnson, man. Hey, that dude, he getting it out the mud, man. What he's doing over there is, I'm excited to see. It's a lot of programs across the state of Alabama that's kind of on a resurgence level, and a lot of records won't show it. But you go and look at the products coming out of these programs, man. Look at Cedarian Morgan. So I love it, man.
Yeah, definitely much so, man. The price of admission is going up as we speak. So Benjamin Russell, when all the things fall in place, you're going to see a lot of people showing up to y'all games, man, because people want to get their eyes on a real legitimate 5-star. In Alabama, we a legit 5-star wide receiver, man. And definitely enjoy this process, Cedarian, man. You only get to get this level of high school once, man. So make sure you enjoy it in whatever school you decide, man. The whole state of Alabama behind you, man. We're rooting for you, buddy.
100%, man.
Yeah. So 1B, it's a 1A and 1B interchangeable. That's how I made my first 4 selections. I made them interchangeable. So a lot of people who don't know these kids, you're about to learn a lot about them tonight and why they're special. And that next kid is 1B, who could easily be 1A if you're a defensive guy-minded guy. And that's Vodney Cleveland. First off, what's your assessment of Vodney Cleveland? I mean, you heard the name. I don't know if you've seen the game as much as I have, but what's your assessment of Vodney Cleveland?
First of all, let's just shout out Parker, man. Parker High School has probably one of the most nastiest fronts on both sides of the ball in the state of Alabama. I think how many D1 offers is across the defensive front along with Cleveland? It's crazy to see how much talent is up there between them and Birmingham. That area up there is just crazy populated with defensive line talent, linebacker talent. I don't know what they doing up there to get them boys like this, but 6'4", 308, 4-star, top 5 defensive tackle in the class, as you all can see on the profile. Is violent in the trenches, but the thing that separates him from most of the defensive linemen in his class, he doesn't move like a 308-pound defensive lineman. And that's scary to see him in his green stage of his development. And I still think he's green, brother. Like as dominant as he is, the 4-star rating is definitely he's a 5-star. But definitely just the way he moves, man, his pad level, he strikes with such aggression. Parker going to see a lot of success out of him, but I think it's a lot of people, a lot of big name schools going to be after him. In-state going to be hard to keep him, but you got to think, man, he's unsigned for a reason. Is with schools being able to pay directly, I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of checkbooks thrown at this young man because he's worth it, and they know you get at him early before that 5-star rating comes, you kind of twist it a little bit in those pitches. So it's going to be a good recruiting process for him because he's definitely the top defensive lineman in the state right now.
Hands down, one of the top in the country. I will honestly say I'm so proud of Vodney. One day we'll tell the story, but Vodney's story is very personal and dear to me. This is a kid who, at one point in time in his career, it's hard to believe. A lot of people won't believe when I tell you this, but he didn't have 100% backing that people thought he could be what we're seeing right now. And I say that respectfully is because sometimes some people don't know what some kids' potential is. And this is one of those stories where Vodney Cleveland, from when I saw him the very first time, I knew there was something inside of him that we need to tap into. And once I realized, once we could tap into it and get the best out of him, this is the results. he's also definitely highly underrated. That is not
Yeah.
he's a 5-star athlete. Go on, give it to him on 3. I don't know who got to do it, but also
Push your button.
yeah. I mean, that's just click of a button.
Push your button.
I think also Vodney Cleveland right now is the highest coveted defensive lineman in the country after Trayshawn Griffin already committed to North Carolina. Bill Belichick got what he wanted in Trayshawn Griffin. I think Vodney Cleveland right now is probably the most expensive defensive lineman in the country right now. He's one of those kids that say easily, if I had to throw an estimate out right now because of what Texas Tech is throwing around at players, I could easily say I'm sure he's between $4 or $5 million
Easy
right now.
Easy.
And that's saying a lot. That is saying he is making potentially historical type figures if he said so. And this is what we're saying by a lot of you kids need to get a trainer, man. A lot of you kids need to tap into somebody that can get what you need to get tapped on to get the best out of you. Because what I did was, I can, it's no secret. I said, man, I know Vodney with his size. He was 6'3" at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, the way you move around, how you look, I feel like I need to get you connected with a trainer that I know, Coach L.
Yes, sir.
That can tap into what it is that you're doing and get the best out of you, because I need to put you around other dogs that's doing what they do. And it was a natural fit. He was right underneath Jeremiah Beaman. A lot of people don't know the full story. Some of y'all may do, but he was learning from guys that were already at the next level, that were preparing to play at the next level.
Facts.
So he became one of them. So what you're seeing is he's the beneficiary of not trying to jump ahead.
Mm-hmm.
That back, watch, develop. Look at the first clip that's pinned on Vodney Cleveland's picture right now on his profile on Twitter. Look at that first clip that's pinned on there. That was back 6 months ago. Look how he's moving then, and now think about where he's at now. You don't see this type of movement on a 6'4", 308-pound defensive lineman. Man, if they could have the NFL draft and they get kids straight out of high school, he's going. He is going.
Yeah.
Because they would take a chance on a kid like that, because he's generational. So that's why when we say he's probably the most expensive prospect, high school prospect in the country, up there with some of you quarterbacks, hot shot quarterbacks. Y'all know who y'all are.
Yeah.
But we talking about a market between easily $3, $4, $5 million, highly between the $4 to $5 million range for some of these schools, is because he is worth it. It's not because he's asking. I'm just telling you, go find me another 6'4", 308-pound guy in the country right now, please. I'll wait.
And can get up and down that court too, man. Like these athletes that's coming out now, and I think you're going to see this across multiple states and especially in the Southeast. I think Mississippi is right around the corner with starting to get what they're producing and what they've got hidden over there, getting them exposed. You see a few guys coming out of their state this past year that I got to meet personally, Kay Cunningham and AK Deer, having those interactions with them and seeing those athletes perform. But like you said, Vodney Cleveland, man, that was the first thing about him. You just look at how he moves at his size, man. He doesn't move like a 6'4", 308. He moves like a stretch forward on the court. You know what I'm saying? But he has the size and the strength and just the violence. I like you said, easily the best, can be labeled the best in the country, easily the best in the state when you're talking about just. And then the fact that you can play him in either technique, you can play him in the 5, you can play him in 3, you can play him over the 6. Like you can put him all over the D line and get production because of his athleticism. So I'm excited to see what this senior season has in store for him and Parker. I plan to get up there to a few of those games for Friday Night Lights this year, man. I missed out on a lot of in-state games last year. But I'm gonna be heavy on the road this year, man. It's gonna be an interesting year.
Absolutely, man. And big shout out to Parker, man. Parker, I talked to Coach Warren today. I saw him up there at UAB today. I'll be out in Tuscaloosa tomorrow. Tuscaloosa, Alabama, 7-on-7 tomorrow. So I'll be out in Tuscaloosa tomorrow. I've been on the road heavily this summer, man, just because I'm passionate about it, and I always do the normal routine. I stay in the city as long as I can, then I go to Tuscaloosa, then I may hit another location. But for the most part, man, I'm active. Out here seeing guys out here doing what they naturally do, man. So shout out to everybody that's active. And also, shout out to Vodney Cleveland, man. Vodney Cleveland, man, you well on your way, man. You're going to do a lot of great things, man, all because you wanted to be great and you was coachable. I think he will be one of the best at his position, generational type guy. So may the best team get him wherever he decided to go. I think he's going to be just fine. And I think Parker, man, if y'all got Parker on your schedule this year, you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do about him.
Oh Lord. I love it's a lot of strong built offensive lines groups across the state. But that's 6A. What Parker 6A, right?
Yeah, they 6A.
Oh Lord. Yeah, y'all in for a rude awakening. That's gonna be a task there, handling that Parker defensive front.
And I'm expecting Parker to get back to where they was at in the promised land. They are, built to start. I had already said, man, I think they want a dynasty type run. You know what I mean? I feel like it can happen with this core group that they got. And by the way, when we talk about Parker, people ask me how good they are. I say, how many positions are on there on the field on offense and defense? 22. I say, yeah. So there's probably about 22 players with holding offers and potential that got offers. So that tells you in a nutshell just how talented this Parker team, and not just one deep. We probably talking about
2.5. I said 2A, 2B. That's what I said about them in my assessment. I was talking. Me and Brody Spoot were talking about a couple of hot teams in the state of Alabama, and I said Parker's like 2A, 2B deep. Like you got 1A, 1B, then you got 2A, and then like their 2Bs are just like the freshmen who are figuring it out and could play, could be thrown in the fire and find some spots, but. They still, it's some guys, man. Parker's deep. They're deep, man.
Absolutely, man. And Parker, man, good luck this season too, man. I'm gonna see you boys tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day in Tuscaloosa. So anybody that's gonna be out there, I mean, you got all the heavy hitters out there. You got Crumpton, Hoover, Spain, Park. I don't know who else, but all of them right there, 3 alone. I mean, it's gonna be some teams out there. So tomorrow's gonna be a big day out in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk about that a little later. But I'm on the 2A and 2B.
Let's get it.
Interchangeable. I mean, either way. But I put Zion Crumpton slightly ahead of Landon Duckworth because Zion Crumpton, what he is doing right now, I may be foreshadowing Coach Mario White. Mad, but Zion right now is playing QB1 for Carver right now, and this kid is making plays, man. I mean, he is literally making plays as QB1. What is your assessment of Zion? Do you know him, Smooth? This might be a new one on you. I mean, but Zion, that guy.
It's not. And I'm going to tell you, last year when I went to Carver, while Turbo was still committed to Alabama, when Anthony was still committed to Alabama, I went by, I stopped, and we talked to Mims. We talked to Russell, the quarterback, and Crumpton was standing off to the side, and I was like, I said, you the other speed guy, huh? And he's, we started chopping it up a little bit, but I told him, I asked him, I said, what's your, at the next level, where you desire to play? He was like, wherever they need me, I could play QB, I could play wide receiver, I could play safety, whatever they need me, And I'm looking at him, kind of slender frame, and I'm looking at him, but then I go and I get some insight and I get some looks at the spring practices. I live maybe 3 minutes, a 7-minute jog from Carver High School, y'all. And when I say these young men are out there dogging right now, and I know everybody look at the scrimmage, the jamboree game, they're gonna look at the lopsided fence. Okay, that's cool. But Zion Crumpton, like you said, he giving me Jalen Mbakwe type feels, playing out of position, in position as an athlete at the quarterback position. And literally, I believe if he wanted to, and if he took the time and just really focused on, he could be a top in-state quarterback if he wanted to, the way he plays the position and the way he's filling in. But I like what he brings to the game. I really hope that they figure something out to where he does get to, be an asset at the receiver position. But definitely going to be a top prospect, once he does decide to commit. As a matter of fact, let me get his highlights up. Go ahead, Trey.
Okay, so you must have heard my conversation today because I mentioned the name Jalen Mbakwe. And listen, shout out to Coach Mario White. Coach White became a head coach because he listened to the space, bro. Ask him, let him tell you. We inspired him to get back in coaching.
That's
because
crazy.
He was listening to spaces. He was listening to these spaces all the time, and he just got that itch, man. He got that itch to get back in it. He got fired up about it. And look at what he's doing with this Carver Montgomery team, because they have been injected with life.
Yeah.
I saw them today. I saw them in the spring game, first off. And he got on me. He got on me, man. Coach White, I mean, boy, his ears are burning right now, because I'm definitely talking, because, man, he was like, man, I should have told you something. I said, what you talking about, Coach? He said, man, we were out. We had 9 players out that game. We had this, we had that.
Hey, see, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to put that part out there. I left it at what it was, because I want the story. I know what these boys gonna be bringing. Like it's one of them situations at Carver.
And I actually was like, wow, Coach. I said, Coach, I know what you're doing. And he gave me, he may or may not look, Coach White is my guy. But he made perfect sense when he said this. He said, because I asked him, I straight up asked him. I asked the elephant in the room question that a lot of people are asking, that y'all probably asking right now. Why is your 4-star wide receiver playing quarterback? Everybody is probably like, he's not a quarterback. You know, most people say that. But he gave me the greatest answer of all time. He said, all right, listen how I see it, right? Would I rather only be able to get him 8 targets a game or 60 touches a game? Boy, I said, oh. I said, ooh, that's coaching right there, because he has to do what he has to do. And I said, oh, Jalen Mbakwe said the same thing you said, Smook. And I said, Jalen Mbakwe did the same thing, and them boys had a trophy over their head at the end of the year.
Hey,
you know, so I was like, okay. And then I said, I'm going to watch him today, just see how he is as a natural born, thrown in the fire quarterback, so to speak. And, man, he's trying his best, and he was actually doing a really good job. He was an athlete, man. He was listening to the coaching, and he was trying to make plays. Granted, it is 7-on-7, but I'm sitting there saying, this guy's going to make some plays for Carver Montgomery this year, is because he is electric with the ball. Now he's learning passing skills, of course, now. But I still say, man, I've seen this before with Jalen Mbakwe. So I'm not mad at him at all, Smook. So I think it's a good look for Carver Montgomery right now. And you got your best player, a nationally known prospect that got a lot of looks right now. I think his list is up there.
Yeah,
you know?
I just saw that at Texas A&M is really, really, really heavy at him right now. And I know Ole Miss is probably going to try to follow up and be right there in the mix. I mean, the SEC is starting to, show their head in his recruiting process. I'm excited, man. And like I said, him at quarterback, you see the clips now. He's a natural athlete, man, a smart athlete. He's not going to do too much. He's going to stay within the structure of the offense. And he's not going to put people in bad position with his passes. As a wide receiver, I think he has that sense of this is how I would want the ball. So if he's not comfortable with the pass, you probably won't see a lot of elite throws from him. He's not a quarterback, but the ones he does throw, he's comfortable with them, and they look good, man. That's why I'm saying if he had somebody working with him, then I haven't got to see the 7-on-7 action. So, like you said, maybe even this part of that development going into the season help him out, because we all know what it looks like, man. For us that are involved in the game, it's one thing to be doing it, live, and then to be doing it on air. It's 2 different things. But he's actually making plays in both facets of the position. So I can't wait to see what it evolves into this year.
And also, I think naturally as a quarterback, you got to make plays, and that's why I think Coach White is realizing the same way they did, what Coach Gilmer did with Mbakwe. When you got a guy that can make plays and get the ball in the end zone, you're not too much concerned about how we get this
schematically. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Zion, man. And I seen him put on a clinic today. I got some throws I'm going to tweet out for you, because Zion was putting the ball in the air today.
Okay.
Rip today. I'm talking about throw after throw. It almost seemed like he was a true quarterback. If it was somebody for the first time that stepped out there today, they would have been like, man, who's this quarterback? That's what they would have said. I'm like, hey, yo, no, sir, he's a 4-star wide receiver. He would be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man. I said, yeah, this is
As a
special.
matter of fact, I'm about to do something. Go ahead, brother. I'm
Definitely. So Southern Charm. We're gonna add another element into the show while Smook is on the live stream on the YouTube over there. I got my guy Southern Charm, who's always contributing in on our spaces, man. He knows a little bit about this Carver Montgomery team. He was down there when we was there seeing the spring game between Parker and Carver Montgomery. So Southern Charm, what's your assessment of Zion? You talked about him. What you think about him?
I didn't want to be too long, so I'll just.
No, you good, man. I actually, as a matter of fact, let me give him some love. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all go check out Southern Charm, man. He's been, anytime I pop up in the space, we talking as recruiter, man. Always bringing the keeping me in line, especially when I'm covering more so college side. But I want y'all to go check him out, man. Here goes stuff on the screen right here. Southern Charm SP on Twitter. Y'all go check him out. Give him a follow, man. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but yeah, my ears were ringing whenever you started talking about Carver. I will say, love Vod. I have all that with Vod, but yeah, Vodney Cleveland. And then, but with Zion, I will say he looks great at quarterback, but both me and Trey saw the one big play he had at receiver. I think it was on like his first or second snap at receiver. It was 40 yards, corner of the end zone against another recruitable corner on Parker's side. And he just snagged it right in front of all of us, 2 feet down, inbounds, NFL catch. It was at least 1 foot. We had a picture that was like at least 1 foot. But he's going to be a hell of a receiver. And I think, like, I don't even have a true comp. Like, I probably would have said almost TK Norman as his comp earlier. But then with all the gadget stuff he can do, I mean, you start looking at, like, Debo types, but then he's a little bit taller, a little bit slimmer. And then, but he's definitely, I don't want to call him a unicorn just yet. I think if I do a little bit more thinking about it, I can find a good, middle ground.
Go ahead and do it, Southern Charm, because I seen him today. You can put the unicorn stamp on Zion Crumpton because he has now became the most exclusive player in the state of Alabama. I'm stamping that right now today because of what I saw this young man do today as a throwing quarterback only. He couldn't run the ball today. So this kid had to literally sit there and read throws. He was making throws. And like you said, Southern Charm, if they put him at wide receiver, that's still 6. So tell me a player right now that you can do that with. You don't have that many players in the state of Alabama at that level, 7A football, that can literally line up at quarterback, wide receiver, and do the same thing. That's very rare, man. So appreciate your analysis on that, Southern Charm, because you know about Zion.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say I'm about to have to go in for dinner, but definitely Zion's probably, like, if I had to pick a one, Zion might be my one. But, that might be the Gump bias of me, the Gump colored glasses.
Tell him about it.
I always say y'all have the Birmingham colored glasses, but I'll check in with y'all win today, brothers.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Southern Charm, man. A lot of love that I like to take too, man, because he said something then. He stamped Zion. He's seen it. Now, I will give Southern Charm credit because after the spring game, he was high on Zion. And I was like, let me see him a little bit more. That's exactly what I said. I want to see a little bit more of him at the quarterback. And today, I did not know Carver Montgomery was going to be at UAB today. I didn't know what team was going to be there, to be honest. But God sent me him today, so he wanted me to see what Southern Charm saw, man. And I tell you, I am very impressed with how Zion Crumpton is handling things. And anybody in the state of Alabama, definitely go check this kid out, man. He has great film.
Exactly. Next up, man, this is somebody it's more so a thing of not necessarily bias. I just look at the development of this young man. And you put this list together. I appreciate you for putting this list together. I always have a hard time setting this up, and that's why on Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm gonna start going and doing 2 sessions for all the people in the chat, all the recruits in the chat. Keep sending that film. I'm really dedicated to really doing this. I see the demand. I appreciate it, for real. I don't know, Hardtech, since the announcement last week when we announced that this is something that we'll be doing. I don't know if the traffic has picked up a little bit more with the recruits, wanting to get their film out there. But I've seen a lot of increase in traffic, and we're going to do it, y'all. We're going to continue to do it. I'm actually expanding the team, so Hall Tech has some huge things going on with his. I don't know if you put it out there yet, but he has some huge things going on with his endeavors. I got some things going on. Other two partners that we have in this network, they have some things going on, but some quality guys out here that's inbox and say, hey, coach, share mine, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So 2 times a day, once at noon for an hour. Then we'll have the late segment where we'll go until we can't go, until Hall Tech can't go, until I can't go, and we'll just put you guys, we'll have lists ready for the night segment. But during the day, we'll do the random, just rolling them, review as they roll. So, but next up, man, you had him on the list, man. You had him on the list.
Go ahead. You go with him first. You know Landon.
Listen, man, it's the development for me. A lot of people they look at him and they say he had a lot of hype last year. And I don't get into all of the media evaluation of a lot of these players. You get what I'm saying? I go by what I see with my own 2 eyes. I like to put in the factor that I have a little experience. I like to think that I know a little bit about the game of football. And when I look at Landon Duckworth, it's a few quarterbacks in the state of Alabama right now in this 26 class. You know, one of my favorites, Bryson Riggins out of Russell County High School. But when I say there's one that's true, like truly, if I could rank my quarterbacks, he's in that 1-2 spot for this 26 class. No question about it. You look at him, 6'4", 202. I think he's about 205 now. I know he's put on some weight since last week. But I think a lot of his success has to do with the weapons surrounding him. And he's showcasing that he's not going to try to do too much to win games. But when needed, that boy will take off. He'll drop his shoulder. He's going to make the pass on the run. The pocket presence from his sophomore year to his junior year is what set him, really started to allow him to climb on a lot of recruiting charts, in my opinion. And then you look at him, just a multi-sport athlete, basketball, track. The kid is a true athlete, a true star in the facet of, when you talk about athletics, being an athlete, you can't go wrong with getting this young man. And it's no surprise that his recruiting is as hyped up as it is, because he's just continuing to develop. It was small things we saw last year, and it's like he just turned around and blew it out the water. You forget that they were there last year. So I like this. I can't wait to see what this recruiting process going into the senior looks like. And very humble young man too at that. Very humble. A lot of quarterbacks with his skill set and does what he do in live action, they wouldn't be humble. He's very humble for to be garnering the attention that he is. So that's my little take on him, man. I don't want to dive into too much of the breakdown because we're gonna run his film. But what's your take on him, Hall Tech?
Oh man, I love Landon Duckworth. And just for the record, on the list, I did not put Zion ahead of Landon Duckworth. I'm just saying he's an athlete. Everybody knows Zion's an athlete. But my first quarterback is Landon Duckworth. You know, he is probably the highest rated quarterback that I've seen in action. I've seen Landon Duckworth 2 times live or game action. I saw him against Cedarian, and of course I saw him in the state championship game. And both times I was impressed with how he handles himself as the quarterback. Particularly, I like to go back to that Cedarian game. Of course, they did come up short, but how he played in that game told me everything I needed to know about Landon Duckworth. He is a gamer. He's going to play extremely at the highest level, and you can trust him, man. He is a generational size quarterback that we rarely see in the state of Alabama. Most of our quarterbacks hardly ever get over 6 foot. So when you do get some that's 6'4", like Landon, those are special type players, and he is a special type player, dual threat. Like I said, he's not just a football player. He does all sports pretty much, it seems like. He's a winner in all of them. I won in a state championship in basketball and in track. Larry, shout out to my boy Larry that covers Jackson very well.
Yeah.
He will tell you a lot about Landon Duckworth. You know, Landon is that guy. Probably a quarterback. I don't think we've ever seen a quarterback as uniquely as he is, how he handles himself on the field, throws the ball, unique throwing motions. He's just what Southern Trump say, the unicorn. I mean, he definitely is, because you rarely get a 6'4" quarterback with all the intangibles that he has, all the stuff that he can make things happen on the ground, of course in the air, throws the ball, launch the ball. It seems like he can throw a ball about 80 yards. So the things that he have about him is the same thing that, like we said with the other guys, the 32 GMs are going to be looking at a kid like this. They're going to be like, hey, boy, we can't wait to see this development go through college and possibly play for us one day, because that's what the game is. It's almost like he's
Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry. You ain't watching the film like me. So they just showed the clip when he ran the young man over. I forget what school that was, but it was on the news last season.
I seen what you're talking about. Played it back. You see, I'm watching the film as we talk about. So essentially, you're not going to be able to see this. This is what I'm telling y'all. Look how mobile he is in the pocket. It's almost like a taller Lamar Jackson.
You know what?
That's what it looks like.
I was gonna say, a more athletic Jameis Winston.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way he puts the ball, the way he breaks the defense down, you can see his head moving. But the way he delivers the ball, he changes his release point, but the delivery is consistent, and you can tell he's still in his mechanic development phase of becoming a quarterback. And you love what you see, man. Very smooth with everything. He never looks like he's pressing. Very patient. I mean, kind of give me Jalen Hurts type energy. You get what I'm saying? Like that
he's
that demeanor.
He's a combination of all those guys that you're saying with his own uniqueness. And that's crazy. You know, it's one particular throw I saw in the state championship game that he threw across the field, a rope. I'm talking about a rope. I think I included in one of his highlight clips that I did on him. But I was watching this film and I was like, man, this kid, that's a throw right there you just don't see all the time. You see that? So if y'all watching right now on the live feed, make sure y'all click the YouTube link. We running the film live as we talk about it. And as y'all see, he's putting on right now. And his film, you see why everybody wants him in the country is because he can make things happen with his feet at the quarterback position, and he's good at it. So his value too. I think, especially with this season, he's gonna be able to name his price too as a quarterback. Some of them schools that really need a quarterback very bad, he's one of those guys. He can probably name his price in certain markets. So he too is one of those kids, especially the quarterback position. He's the top kid at the top position. Quarterbacks normally eat in this business. So I feel like he could put himself in a very good financial situation, especially because he's very good at the quarterback position. So that's what I see from him. I think he's going to be very good this fall. I think he's going to have a really good offseason as well. So I want to see what they do as far as what they can fine-tune. They play in their region is pretty tough. St. Michael's give them a run. But I think he's still the top quarterback right now coming out of the state of Alabama in the 26th class.
Yeah. And you know what? It's crazy that we say that because you'll highlight other quarterbacks in this state. I'll say 3 or 4 in this state that for real legit could give him the run for his money. But what separates him from them, he's what, 6'4"? What is it? 6 foot? My fault. 6 foot, 6'4", 200 pounds. 6'4", and he doesn't get, like, I've seen quarterbacks in this state, man. Last year, especially, and we got to remember, last year we had so many sophomores and first year starters playing at the varsity level in 5A, 6A, 7A ball, man. A lot of the quarterback production this year, I think we're going to see a bump in that. But even then, Landon he separated himself last year with his play. So he's definitely a different specimen when it comes to the quarterback position. And I think now you're starting to see a little bit less of mobile quarterback being the dual threat persona. You know, he can get out and move with his legs, but the dual threat ability comes from the fact that it's throwing on the run, it's moving the pocket, it's manipulating. That's the dual threat ability to me. So I think that's where he's kind of setting the tone for himself in his recruiting. Man, whoever gets him, I could see him having a similar start like Lenore Sellers up at South Carolina. You know, a guy that just fits any system. He's going to work hard. He's going to do the right things. You know, 9 times out of 10, when you call the play and put him out there, that's what I see from him.
Absolutely. And Landon has still more room to grow. I think he's going to finish his high school career real decorated. I see him winning another state championship potentially in football. And with his ability to do multiple sports, I think he's going to go out a winner. So I think he will be highly decorated going to the next level. Not just, decorated, but also a very talented. He'll have done something at that school that a lot of athletes don't necessarily get a chance to. So Landon, you definitely your stock is rising. I think as you continuously go throughout the summer and go into the fall, until you make your commitment, people are going to be saying your name. They're going to be talking about, where you're going to go, where you're going to land. And you're in a market where the quarterbacks are highly coveted across the country, man. So I think you are doing a great deal of justice for yourself by continuously playing well and elevating your stock. So Landon, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Alabama in the 26 class that hasn't signed, I think he will be having a home sometime soon. But wherever he goes, just know that team will instantly get better when they start putting him back at QB1, man, because we already see what he's capable of doing at the quarterback position. So
facts, Trey. Trey, what's the young man's name at St. Michael? I got a person in the chat on the YouTube side. Shout out Jason Jackson, says the kid from St. Michael got to be the second best QB in Alabama, if not the best.
Okay, yeah, Phillip Rivers' son, Gunner Rivers is the quarterback that you're talking about. Gunner Rivers is like that. Now, Gunner Rivers is he definitely is the most production in yards. He led the state.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he did lead the state or up there at the top at the as far as yards. I think he almost threw for 4,000 yards. I really think he almost threw for 4,000 yards. So nobody is better than Gunner Rivers when it comes to putting that ball in the air all season long. You know what I mean? And if he would have played more games, I'm pretty sure he probably would have hit the 4,000 mark. You know what I mean? If he played a full 15-game season with his rate, how much he throws the ball, what they do at St. Michael's offense, yeah, man, I think he could be a 4,000-yard passer, and that's saying a lot. That's historical already, but you see where we're headed. So whoever your guy is on your comment, he knows knows a little something about that because Gunner Rivers is probably the most efficient quarterback as far as production goes in the state of Alabama.
Facts.
Next up, Anthony Tank Jones.
Listen.
I know because from what I'm hearing, his recruiting is coming down to the old Alabama Auburn. Which one is he gonna choose? So what are you sensing? What do you know? He's been around the game for a minute. It seems like he's been in the spotlight for at least 4 or 5 years because he came out early. But 6'4", 245 pounds, edge, highly coveted. What's your assessment of Tank Jones? I know you probably seen him, Smoke.
You get off the bus, first guy off the bus type guy. You know what I'm saying? you don't look at him, but look at his profile. You see he's an athlete. Going to be one of your top edges in the class of 26 and nationally. When it comes down to his recruiting, man, I think Auburn may have the push on this, and it's literally because of the timing of depth and everything. And both schemes are a great fit for an athlete like Tank Jones, Anthony Jones. My thing is, you look at what St. Paul has been producing defensively, though, for the past, let's say, 6-7 years, I want to say now. And he's falling in line and continuing to carry on that product that's coming out of, the city of the area, Mobile. I say that to say this. With Tank, you don't find talent like this that you can place on the field and literally get production wherever you put him. I truly believe, and this may be a little outrageous, but I truly believe he can play quarterback, running back. We see play wide receiver, tight end. I think he can get that tackle and get you some solid blocking if you needed some. I feel like you can place him anywhere. He's that type of player and that type of workhorse. So you're getting a complete player, and then at the collegiate level, you get to develop him at one specific spot, and that's what he gets to focus on. You're talking about at the end of his career. We're talking about, everybody was hype about Will Anderson and talking about his career at Alabama and some other guys. I think Tank Jones is the next piece, is the next type of storyline with that. And it's a shame that he's, at the high school level right now. He looks like he could be playing Saturdays right now.
Absolutely, man. Tank Jones, great size. Film is crazy. He's been doing this for, like I said, it seemed like a long time. And I think whoever ends up getting him, man, they're gonna have a hard time of deciding where they want to put him at, because he's so unique. And he probably, you said Auburn. I mean, it's coming down to Alabama Auburn from what it says on 3.
Yeah.
So, man, I just don't know. I mean, he could fit both teams. I mean, he really could. But I think his size, for one, 6'4", 245. I mean, it sounds like an edge naturally, but what about outside linebacker at that? I mean,
and that's in Bama's scheme. The 4-2-5 at Bama, that bandit position, you see a lot of the guys coming out of high school with this frame, right? That 6'3" to 6'5", that 235. They come out of high school 235, 240ish, and Bama gets them, and they get them up to 265, 270 quick, and they send them at that, that true end technique at the bandit position, and he fits the mold for that Keon Keeley like build. Keon Keeley 6'5", 280 right now at Bama. I think Tank can grow another inch, maybe 2, between now and his sophomore year of college. And you can see him put on 25, 30 pounds easily on that frame. Going to be a problem to stop. And we know at the next level, he's going to be on the edge of somebody's defensive line, putting pressure on the quarterback, And the thing is, he's not just a pass rusher, man. He likes to create havoc. He disrupts in the run game, And then you get a big dude like this coming out, bean topping DBs. Come on, man. It's not fair.
Bro, he's different. I mean, and this also is a multiple sport athlete too. He plays basketball, the whole 9. So you just got an overly talented kid right now. 6'4", 245, whatever he is, and you see on his bio, he's proudly putting on there he's a wide receiver,
right? Well, tight end.
I mean, he is active out here, and when you got a player that's literally telling you how bad he want to destroy you on the field, bro, this is an easy grab, and I see why Texas A&M is one of his top. It was still recently on him. I saw June the 8th. This is a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
He was back in Texas A&M, and keep in mind, Anthony Tate Jones is a 5-star athlete. People, I mean, this guy real. I mean, he is legit. He's been legit for a while, and now he's down to a few schools, but when you telling me Texas A&M is still inviting him on a visit, oh yeah, it was an official visit out there. Man, this kid, his value is easily. He's one of those kids that we say he's one of them 3, 4, 5 guys, meaning 3, 4, 5 mil. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Being real with you, he's one of the 3, 4, 5, and that's what we're seeing. Texas right now, by the way. The state of Texas is not playing around with these folks out here. If you getting recruited by Texas, any school really in Texas, Texas A&M or Texas Tech or any of them schools that's well known.
SMU too.
SMU, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna be real with you. They're honestly trying to tell you, look, we have the money, okay? We want the talent. That's what they all say everybody's saying the same thing.
Hey, I'll take stop educating too much now. We want to keep some of our boys in state. I love Texas. The state of Texas is you talking about taking care of your baseball players and your football players. The worst high school stadium in Texas is probably state of the art quality compared to what we have in some areas. And it's crazy how much they invest into their athletics, but you're absolutely right, man. At the collegiate level now with this new NIL ruling, players being able to negotiate, this is something that sways heavily in the favor of the state of Texas when it comes to the collegiate recruiting and NIL.
Exactly, because Texas is part of the SEC now too, so they got to play big boy football, and everybody know money talks, and y'all know what the other does.
Yeah.
Hey, next up, Xavier Crowell, who reclassified. He's reclassified to the class of 2026. That tells you just how good this kid really is. If he was originally a 27 and he reclassed to be a 26, he is still considered a top 3 player, in the state of Alabama when it comes to high-level performance. Not just in the state of Alabama, he's considered one of the number 1 running backs in the country. I think that's true. I mean, that is a true statement. If you have not seen Xavier Crowell play in person, you have missed out. So make sure if you're able to get a chance to see them. I mean, these kids are generational. I'm trying to tell y'all why you can see them in high school, because you're gonna see them pop at the next level. They're gonna be big time when their time is called upon. You be like, man, I sure wish I could have saw them. You may never get a chance to see them once they go on their journey. But if you're in high school right now and you playing against these kids, respect these kids, man, because these kids done earn themselves a position because they're rare. They have a special, unique talent, and it's a special trait. I'm sorry, everybody just don't have that. But when you see guys like Xavier Crowell, how hard he runs the football, he's a unique running back. I mean, there's a lot of uniqueness about him. His center of gravity, how he controls himself, be able to shift, baby. His speed burst. This kid is very fast too.
Different.
By the way.
Different.
What's your assessment of his move?
Hey, my thing is this, man. We were talking about Landon. A lot of his success is because of the attention you got to pay to this young man right here. And first highlight, you see him just play where he should have been, a safety. Brings it out, breaks a couple tackles, gets kicked back, and he's gone. He's gone. That's what you expect when you're watching him play. A personality, man. Personality, very bright young man, very bright personality. But when that helmet gets clicked on, it's like he's a kid in a candy store. He's a kid in a candy store. You're not bringing him down. There's not going to be one man bringing him down. Do not use your arms. You better get your body in front of him, because he's a tough runner. And once he gets up, gets a seam, please try to cut him off soon, because if you don't, he's gone. Like you said, a track kid also. I know when they were on their way to the spring game, he went live on Instagram, and I just so happened to catch him. I'm like, what's up, Neff? I call all the recruits Neff, the Bama recruits, I call him Neff. And that he put his Bama wristband up, and that did my heart good, because you hear rumors about certain schools, and I know anybody would, especially the SEC powers, Georgia, Ole Miss, LSU, they'll do anything to get this young man. Florida, I think he's a hard Bama commit. I think he's going to stay committed throughout the process. Looking at what's happening on the depth chart after this season at Alabama, this is an opportunity for a young man like him. You look at his skill set, he's going to come in and have an opportunity to contribute early. May not be RB1, A1B, but he can definitely get in that running back room at Bama and be 2B, next year as a true freshman. Reclassify and set to enroll early at the University of Alabama. That's, you're looking at like Ryan Williams 2.0 type of career progression. And we saw how that worked out for him under Kalen DeBoer and that staff. So on a hot trend to, create success early during his college football career.
Absolutely, man. And great highlights from Xavier Crowell. I was watching the highlights of him. I mean, I've seen him live in that Cedarian game, and he was doing that against a 6A team, man. And he was different, man. I mean, he's very tough to tackle. He just don't go out. No arm tackling. You are not arm tackling this kid. Actually, I seen myself in one of his highlights when I was down there.
I was just about to say that look like Trey out there, boy.
I'm even in his highlights. Tell you how real. Because he is a true football player, and I think he has a storyline too that maybe one day, some of these big networks will tell his story. Like, how they do.
Listen. You know what's crazy? We're going to tell the story. That's why we're here, bro. Like, we don't have to wait for ESPN to put it on 30 for 30. I did the cover for Bryson Riggins last season, going into this summer, man, and I just saw like you said, bro. I heard you say it, and I appreciate you, echoing those same sentiments. You don't have to be on the big screen to acknowledge and appreciate greatness, no matter what level. Greatness is at all levels, and it's quarterbacks, and not just quarterbacks, it's players in the state of Alabama that probably won't ever get an ESPN feature. They probably won't be on a 100K page with the sponsors and stuff, but it's something to go back and look at that video and see some of the things that me and Bryson talked about last season. And this young man had a plan, and I saw it in his eyes. And to look at where his career is going from last year, and I was able to be the one to start that, that's something that I'm gonna hold true and near and dear to my heart, for the rest of my time that I'm doing this. And I know it's going to be something that another kid 5 years from down the road, they're going to be wanting the same thing, and you're going to want to know the story. That story that Crowell has, man. Y'all just wait. It's coming.
Mhm.
It's coming. We working on it. Coach Smook Network is working on it. I tell you that.
Exactly. I appreciate that because I respect these kids so much because everybody got a story, man. And I have to be honest with you. If you covering this sport enough, sometimes you have to have the right place and time to
Yes,
tell these
facts.
stories. It's so personal to them. You don't want to throw off their vibe right now.
Facts.
They may be in a zone where they don't want nobody to know what makes them go. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things why I've been very respectful in the journalistic space is because you just can't just force yourself into telling the kid's story when they're not ready. Or you may know the story and put it out and they didn't want it out. So it's a
Yep.
very fine line, man. But for the most part, we want to tell every kid's story that has a story and you want it to be told. Oh man, me, Smook, or anybody that you know that is in this business, that's us to do this. That's journalistic work. True integrity of this game is you tell the story through and through, man. And that's the beauty of the
You
sport,
know
man.
what make the story better? You know what make the story even in its purest form is when they are the ones telling the story. That's what makes it, and that's where we're changing the game. We're allowing them to tell the story. There's no discrepancies. There's no miscommunication. It's coming straight from the horse's mouth, and that's what I love. That's why we know what we know about Cedarian Morgan. We talked about him earlier, Landon Duckworth. That's what it's just certain things, like you said, you just want to do when you respecting these young men and admiring their journeys. You're admiring the talent, first of all, but you're just admiring the fact that you're seeing another young man develop into a man. He's developing on and off the field. That's what I like to get into, what they're doing on and off the field. So I'm excited, man. I don't want to keep dragging on, but this is what you got out of this young man, Xavier Crowell, top running back in the state. I think going to be an instant impact guy when he gets at the next level. Hard commit to Bama right now, verbal. I think he's going to be a commit through and through. They got a realistic plan for this young man, and he got a realistic plan to continue to stack that class. And got a few in-state guys that he planned on bringing with him too, is what I'm hearing. So I can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Absolutely, man. And I think that's going to be a beautiful thing if we going to lock it in because Alabama deserves some in-state players like this. I mean, he's clearly a mold of an NFL type running back. He just needs to
Kamara type feels.
For sure. So Alabama get their hands on him. You definitely solidify the next 2-3 years of having a great running back in the running back room. So good luck where you're going, Xavier, man. We rocking with you. Also, you did reclass from 27, so you're gonna be young out there, but you're ready, man, and that's the most important thing. Man, on to the fourth spot. Got two in this fourth spot here. Donovan Crow. That's the name out your part of town out there in East Alabama. Central Phoenix City running back. Donovan Crow, man. His stock is continuously rising. He's a quiet sleeper, but I think highly of him. 3-star by On3, Rivals, all of them got him ranked. I think his time is now, man. He's gonna be big for Central Phoenix. Well, what's your take on it?
I'm gonna try not to get emotional with this one. Because this one is like, I remember Baby D, you know what I'm saying? Like, so seeing him on this list, 3-star, but also just, getting to see him, some of the clips from this offseason, him putting in work. I see the development, it's been some things happening over in Phoenix City with a few schools in the area, but he's been a name that has been kind of hovering around under the radar. Coach TJ actually sent me his information a few weeks ago. A few months ago, and we got to contact him and told him what our plan was to try to get his work out there. But I told him he wouldn't be needing my help. It's just a matter of time for him. And like you said, you see his stock rising. You're starting to see more of the Power Five starting to come around and notice him. I'm interested to see what's going on in the 7-on-7 season right now with him. But you look at the film, like a lot of the other guys in state. I think where he specializes is just a direct and decisive runner in any run scheme, especially to me, more of an outside zone scheme type runner. He's probably going to excel in that type of scheme. Great hands out the backfield, solid in pass blocking, is committed to pass blocking. I don't think he had a lot in this updated film, the junior season film, but for the games I did get to see, committed in the pass blocking. And we know Central puts out a lot of running backs, year in and year out. They're going to put out 3 or 4 guys or have 3 or 4 guys ready to go as RB1. In a crowded room, he's still producing. So That's my assessment on him. I think he's going to end up climbing the charts. I don't think he gets up to that 4-star, 5-star rating, but to me, that doesn't tell nearly the type of value he brings. On roster comparison, NFL type comparison right now, I would say development wise, you're looking at possibly, and I always go Bama guys since it's NFL. You're looking at like a Josh Jacobs type back, same type of quickness, agility. Probably not the top end speed you're going to get from Josh, but enough to really be an impact. And then he's just solid everywhere else. He's good in everywhere else. You're going to grade him out at an A-, B+, and everything else when you're talking about evaluating the running back position. That's me, Trey. Oh, did I exit out? I exited out the space. I'm over there. I'm just talking chat. Let me see. Trey, are you still there? I got to back out and come back in. Am I still here, chat? Let me see. I'm going to refresh. It say I'm still in here. Hold on, chat. I think I got disconnected. Trey, you still there, bro? Yo, we got Cedarian Morgan in the house. In the Chiznat. Let me see, chat. Hold on. Let me see. It looked like we got disconnected. Get back in here real quick, like. It say I'm still in here. Hold on, chat. I think I got disconnected. Trey, you still there, bro? All right, hold on. Let me see, chat. I think we back. Trey, you still here, brother? We still here? Chat, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Discrepancies. Bro, what is it? Miles, what is up with it? All right, let's see what's going on, chat. I'm going to leave the whole conversation and make sure I ain't got no other. Oh, shout out to the viewers over there on IG too, man. I forgot we was live on all these platforms, man. I got to get another screen. I got to continue to support. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. We not done yet. Let me see. We still in there? Oh, it ended. Oh, it ended. All right, so I guess something happened. It ended. So it wasn't me. It was him. Why am I froze? Are we good? Okay. So it wasn't him. It wasn't me. It was him. Let me see if he's going to put up another link. Here we go. Trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to see if we're going to run it back. If not, he had this list. I could continue to go through the rest of them. Donovan Crow was one that I was excited about overall, chat. Like I said, and shout out to the 253 on Twitter that's watching right now, man. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. We got 281 between our platforms. Appreciate y'all. Donovan Crow, like I said, we was talking about him. I'm gonna pull this highlight film up. This is one from my hometown. All right, I'm gonna send how I'll take a link to get on the live, Mary J. Let me see. Cause I'm still. So we can get everybody in there. All right, chat. I'm just trying to see. because I don't want to do the rest of the show without him. I don't want to do it because he's kind of the catalyst of this. I'm following his lead. Yes, Coach Smook is following somebody's lead. I told you I'm a team player. I want to get these players recognized, man. This is the fun part. This is the part I love right here. I don't know about everybody else. Smook, you were still live. I know. I was making sure I'm still here. Yeah, I see the city turning up. I see y'all pulling up, man. Y'all pull up, drop likes on the YouTube side. If you're not subscribed to the channel on YouTube, man, make sure y'all pull up and who's the best QB in Alabama, because I missed half the show. Brody broke right. He said, "Who's the best QB in Alabama?" Well, I'm not gonna. I got bias, man. I got bias. Don't ask me. My favorite QBs in this 2026 class in the state of Alabama, definitely number one is going to be Landon Duckworth out of Jackson. Number two is going to be Bryson Riggins out of Russell County High School in Seal, Alabama. And then number three, and this is only because I know these, and these are 26 kids too. Let me look. As a matter of fact, before I say that, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to get that backlash from my boys, man. I really don't. So I'm gonna do this. Here we go. I'm gonna do this. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna pull my list up of the in-state quarterbacks that me and Halltech put together. All right, I'm gonna do this list. I'm trying to pull it up, y'all, so I could get out this list. My top 3 in-state, man. Y'all gonna make me do this, man. I'm gonna do top 3 in-state rankings for each position, all right? Since y'all want to make me do it. All right, we're gonna do quarterback. Let's see. I already told you. I said I got Landon number 1, number 2 Bryson Riggins, and then number 3. And I'm only doing top 3 for each position. Y'all putting the pressure on me, man. Hey, you talking weird stuff, man. You can't be doing that weird stuff. We got recruits on here. So I don't like I ain't gonna say I don't think he's better than the other kid, but they have him ranked higher. They're talking about the kid out of Jackson, the quarterback out of Jackson. I don't think he's better. I like the Spain Park quarterback, Bradley. I got to see him play against Russell County last year, and him and the wide receiver that Alabama's targeted. I can't think, my brain's burnt out. USB device not recognized. What? But yeah, they I like how them boys play together. Him and Barber out of Spain Park. Oh snap! Here we go. Here we go. Mary J, I gotta send this link to bro. Here it is. Somebody said number 1 Bradley, number 2 Riggins. What? I don't know, man. I like Landon 1. I like Bryson 2. And I like Brock. I like Brock up at Spain Park. And that's just because that's what I've been able to see in person. Yeah, I know we got some other guys around the state. We talked about Dunn up in at Vigor, right? I think we talk about and I don't count what's his name as a quarterback. I think the kid down at Enterprise is one of those guys that is going to be top 26. Is he 26 or 27? Is he 26 or 27? Hey, what's crazy is Bryson and Omari is top 100 in the state right now. That's what's up, man. Shout out to my boys, man. Pike Road in Russell County. Let's go, man. See, I need to get caught up. I need to get my roster updated. Let me go running backs. Running backs in this class. Top 3 running backs. You know, Zay is in that running back that number 1 spot. No questions about it. The best running back in the state of Alabama. I mean, Do we only give what's his name at the Ole Miss commit at Pike Road? Do we only give him running back because I think he played linebacker too? Jermichael, him and Braylon Edwards, both of them play both ways. But he one of the top in-state guys, running backs. I think he's actually committed to Ole Miss as a running back, if I'm not mistaken, chat. I'm just looking at my list. I don't have the official list. I'm looking at the running backs available from my top 10. I know I got Donovan on that list, and I'm being unbiased. I'm being unbiased with my picks right now. I'm talking about 2026 available guys, top 3 in the state. Crow's he's definitely top 5. But I'm thinking about the young man I seen running at Hewitt Trustful last year too. They kind of one in the same with their style. He's just a little bit more explosive, top end speed. I'm just looking at Chancellor Sparks up at Parker. Top 3. Hey, Tech, they got me the pressure on me. You ready to come in, bro? Let's get it, man. Let's get it. Hey, y'all, welcome to the stage. My brother, my homie, my man. Look, this is my dog, man. Welcome to check him out, coach, and part of the network recruiting, man. My guy. All it takes sports. Let's get him on the screen, man. Hold on, let me see. There we go. What's good, family?
What's good, bro? Man, look, I got disconnected. I don't know what happened, man. But Twitter people, man, I don't know if y'all listening live. I should have put a tweet, told them I was gonna join you live, but you probably can tell them that I'm on there with you. But yeah, man, I was trying to do the list. I was trying to get the list finished, but we'll have to, I guess, regroup on the list because I don't have my laptop. It died on me, and then connection lost.
It's storming pretty bad. Them what they call them, overcast or whatever. Yeah. You can still see the lightning in the skyline down in some parts over here in Montgomery. So I wouldn't put it past that, man. But I didn't want to continue to break down our list, man. Because I want us to really start featuring that segment like we did tonight. And we're getting that hour and a half mark. I didn't want to, drag the people along tonight. And for the players that you saw your name on the list and we didn't get to you, or you didn't see your name, we just wanted to kick this off with the Tuesday segment with us acknowledging some top in-state guys that are uncommitted. Now, for the rest of the summer, every Tuesday, we're really going to start putting all those under. You guys know, you've been in our inboxes. You guys, there is an agenda. We're going to push it out there. But the thing is, I know on my part, and I know you can say the same, we've been doing more so the back end work to talking to these coaches and these staffs at these universities and these other recruiting agencies to help. So it's just not on us to help you all. So just because their name might not be on the front of it, doesn't mean that you don't have a lot of people resourcing and helping you all. So get your film in and get your highlights in, and we want to help you out, man.
Absolutely, man. That's the big thing. And like I said, I apologize that we didn't get the chance to finish the show how we wanted to, but it's just a start, man. We just now getting started. I'm still in the office right now. I've been in the field all day today, and tomorrow the same thing, right back in. So it never stops, man. For me, I do this religiously. I try to help as many kids as I can, and y'all know I'm active all day with this,
Yeah. All right, so they hit me with this, and we can do this. We can do like 2 on the offensive side for today, and then we'll do some more next week. So they hit me with the quarterback position, top 3 quarterbacks in the class of 2026. I gave my top 3 in this class. I went unbiased. Well, I kind of went biased. I had to go with one, but it's unbiased at the same time. It just doesn't match what these other databases going to say. I went number 1. I went Landon. Number 2, I went Brock out at Spain Park, and number 2, I went Bryson at Russell County, and then I went number 3. I went Brock at Spain Park as my top 3 in this 26 class in Alabama.
That's not a bad list. I mean, it's respectable because those guys ball out. They're productive, so that's not a bad list when you add in all the criteria.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are they asking me to do that?
Yeah, I want you to pick your top 3. They asked me. I'm not gonna be out here by myself.
Man, okay. 3 quarterbacks. I'm just gonna give guys that people may not know. I mean, I can do that probably easier than guys that everybody know.
Yeah.
Three guys that's flying on the radar. I feel like Aaron Fry from Clay Chalkville is a quarterback that everybody needs to know. He's a 26 quarterback. He's building some buzz. I really like Aaron Fry. Number 2, I would probably say Dylan Reese. He's right there too. Is because he's very productive. And my third quarterback, small ball football, Pierce Jurgen.
Jurgen, I was just about to say, I knew you was gonna give it to him. I knew he was gonna give it to him.
Pierce Jurgen is proving himself as a stand in the pocket. You gotta think in 1A football, they don't pass the ball often, but when you find a team that does, Maplesville will pass the ball about 15 to 20 times a game.
Yep.
And he was, and you got to understand, pass protection in 1A is not the pass protection that you get in 6A and 7A. So I literally seen this kid transform his body over the offseason. This kid is now like 6'2", 190 something. I think he's much, much thicker. And I love to see guys like that are built for the position and develop themselves for the position and also under the radar. So those 3 guys are probably guys that are probably flying on the radar. I could throw in Sammy Dunn, but I think Sammy Dunn has committed to Army. I want to say
it was either Army or UCF. I know it's a black and gold. Yeah. So I want to say Army. It was Army. Sammy out in Viger, right?
Yep, down in Viger. So I mean, those are guys that people may know their name, but these are quality football players at a skill position that a lot of people should know their names. And that's why I have a platform right now, is to make sure that I acknowledge, of course, the well-known guys, but my platform is built for those guys, like those 4 guys that I just named, because they're proving themselves. The first guy in the locker room, last guy to leave, doing whatever it takes, taking the shots. And at the quarterback position, if you're not afraid to take a hit, you're going to be just fine, because we know toughness means everything to these quarterbacks, man.
100%. So I'm really glad you came on. We kind of just to close this and round this thing out. So if you're on Twitter right now and you haven't already, make sure y'all pull up on my YouTube channel at Coach Smoot and subscribe. We're trying to hit some goals over here, but also make sure you follow myself. Make sure you follow my brother at Halltech Sports 1 on Twitter. Y'all already know him. Make sure you follow me at Coach Smoot on YouTube, on Twitter, all platforms at Coach Smoot, because this high school recruiting exposure, this consulting, networking, this structured program that we're trying to create on this level right now is going to really help. And it's not just to get you exposure. We're educating athletes and their families on how to navigate this recruiting, man. And a lot of people they want to do it for clicks, but I could care less about a subscriber. I would just love to be a part of that story. When you look back and say, I made this decision to go to this school, whether it was West Georgia or University of Georgia, you get what I'm saying? You made a decision because it was educated and it was what was best for you and your future. And who's to say what that turns into? And our goal is to make that as positive an outcome, or assist in making that as positive an outcome as possible through the athletics and exposure, multimedia industry and assets that we're able to use. So I appreciate everybody for supporting. Tech, Trey, you got anything to say to the family out there, man?
Man, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, man. This was, like I said, this was just like a pilot show, really. It was a pilot show to get us going. We're going to finish up that list, so we're not going to abandon the list. We just kind of had some technical difficulties, but we're going to finish that list because there's some great guys on that list. Yes, we're going to talk about Caden.
Caden, don't do that. Caden, we got you. We got you.
Yeah,
and
listen.
I want to do this, Trey. When y'all come in here, if y'all act up in the chat, we're going to act up with y'all because y'all know we love y'all, man. And we only got a certain amount of time. And I can't sit here and act like I don't show up to every one of y'all games. And it's hard for me not to cheer and be a fan because it's just some special connections being made. But to see some of these kids be like, before I left to go to Virginia 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago now, a lot of these kids were in middle school, playing travel ball and doing all that. And now to see them being grown now is like, not grown, but they're at that stage now where they're getting recruited and they're in the next phase of what I'm going to enjoy watching, what I'm very passionate about. It's amazing to see it. So I can't wait till we continue to do this, man. I'm excited, but go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'm excited about being here. I'm excited about what we're trying to do. This is innovation in real time, like I was saying on the space, and a lot of people don't understand it till they see it. But now they're about to start seeing us all over the place on dedicated days to talk about them. like Caden was even trying to find out. They all want to see themselves. They all want to know about what we do, man. I done invested a lot of time and energy into high school football now, so I'm a staple here right now, man. I don't mind letting people know that I'm here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna do everything that it takes to keep growing this game, and I'm bringing my friends along with me. You know, anybody that has the same passion that I have, I want them around me. You know, this is just the beginning. Like I said, people are anticipating more. I mean, this is just our first time, and they already want more. And that tells you,
right?
That tells you where we're at, and they know that I'm passionate about it. Everybody knows me. You're not gonna find me behind the desk. You're gonna find me in the field. So that's where you typically gonna find me, myself. And I know you the same way, Smoke. You got to get in the field. If you're a journalist right now, any type of sports journalist or outside of football or whatever, you have to be present where the people are that are representing what you're covering, because they know and can identify that you're actually there. You can feel what they feel, understand what they understand, and that what makes a great journalist. And I want to be one of the greatest to ever do it when I'm finished. And so I don't be half mediocre, just average. I want to go hard at this, so whenever I'm done doing it, everybody can be like, well, he left his mark, he did it for the right reason, and he left a generation behind him ready to take over where he left off at. And that's the best I can do as a journalist right now, brother.
Facts, bro. And see, this is what they didn't want to have connected last year when I popped on the scene. And it ain't no secret. They tried to have us like at each other. I'm like, and we finally had the conversation. We was like, hold up. And that's what we're scared of. And now that we done combined, man, it's about to get crazy. And I'm scared for, you know, some of the big names, man. For what you got planned, some of the things we talked about. I'm not necessarily scared for them as like I care, but like if they thought that they had the game in the industry in a stronghold, they better watch out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. They better watch out for Hard Tech. They better watch out for the FV1, Coach Smoot Network, everybody that's pushing and really doing the things that like you said, people that have this energy, it's about to help the game and change the game in a positive way. And the fact that we're doing it in the state of Alabama, we're really spearheading it. It's some other states that's trying. I really see ours making an impact. Our players are benefiting from this already. And with these new rulings with NIL and paying and players and helping your communities, like I can't wait till we go to the state capitol next year for that NIL agenda. I can't wait. I've been doing my research. I've been asking coaches around the area of city and everything, man. It's important to me. I care about this, man. I have sons, and I have daughters who want to play collegiate basketball. My daughters want to play basketball. So if anything, I can impact it for them. I'm going to try to impact it before they get there. And that involves some of you all's children. So we don't mean to drag it on. As you can see, both of us passionate about this. If you're on somebody's stream that you've been seeing tweeting all day, talking about football and this and tweeting about this and posting this, and they get on and do the live stream and their face don't look tired like me and Trey at the end of the day, and we still got energy, you probably don't need to be watching their content. So if you feeling this energy and you loving what we doing here on the Coach Smoot Network and Hall Tech Sports, continue to support, like, share, subscribe. We'll be here again Thursday. Thursday we'll have Brody Smoot come on. I'm not sure if Trey will be able to come on Thursday, but if so, we'll panel it up and we'll have more of the traditional highlight review set up, and we'll bring some more film on there. I think we could do 15 to 20 names if we really get through it and don't get long with it like we do, trying to just explain how great of the talents some of these guys are that we're evaluating. So, and y'all, when we get into the submission parts, highlight reviews, I need y'all to understand, you're dealing with football minds, football coaches, people that have experience in the game, people that have been around the game. So when we're doing these evaluations, just be ready for not brutally honest, but realistic evaluation, because that's what you're going to get, you know, when you go to college. So, or when you go to your camps and stuff. So expect that from here, and we're going to help you. We're going to set you up, give you ways. We know so many training development people, coaches, and things of that nature that have training development centers. So just remain tapped in. I'm excited. We appreciate all the schools that tapped in, all the coaches, all of the parents, all of the alumni, supporters, everybody that's surrounding this game in the state of Alabama that's pushing and helping and supporting our agenda. We appreciate you. Hardtack, anything you want to say to get the people to continue to support what you're doing, bro? Did you freeze? think he froze, y'all. He froze. All right, my brother froze, y'all. That signal acting up out there. But if y'all haven't, make sure y'all go follow my bro, man. Yeah, it froze on him. It looked like it's glitching. Make sure y'all go follow Hall Tech Sports 1 on Twitter. That's where you can find all of his primary information. I think he just launched FV1. If he hasn't launched it, it's about to launch. And I appreciate y'all once again. I'm about to get off this doggone stream, and I'm about to get ready for bed, y'all. I got to get up early in the morning. We got morning show here on the Coach Spook Network. Tap in, 8 a.m. We talking some college ball. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I don't have a live. Tomorrow we won't be live until 11:30. So I'm going to get some rest tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Swoop. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be blessed, man.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Swoop.
It's all in my head tonight. It's all in my head. It's all in my head.
Reunite, love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite, love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite, love all, authenticity. Love all, reunite, love all.
What you said, but I lay in my bed, so I'm ready. It's all in my head tonight.
Love all, reunite, love all, authenticity.
Holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Swoop.
Put me in the game, Coach Swoop. Put me in the game, Coach Swoop.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Swoop. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Swoop.